Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. This is another episode of the Teacher's Lounge with myself, Comics and aka Mind Shift, and my co-host. What's your name? Gorilla Todd.
And I'm Gorilla. Yes, sir. I'm Gorilla Todd. Gorilla Todd Comics. Great to be here with my good buddy Mind Shift, aka Comics on the Mind. Good to use your noodle. Yeah, just it's always a good time to just hang out, see some friends. I see we got some of our good buddies in the chat. I see K Titus all the way from Japan. Konnichiwa, my friends. John's Comics with Kids. How you doing, John? Loving the push-up challenge. Watching it on the IG. Captain Comics, good to see you. Hello again. I love your little birthday gag. It always throws me getting something. And hey, William Smallwood, how are you doing? Man, William Smallwood, you are always, thank you for being so consistent and always bringing the support and being in the chat.
I agree. Every time I go into another chat, like, he's always there to say a greeting, and say what's up to people in the chat. So, very kind individual. I appreciate you, William.
For sure. So how's your week been?
It's been crazy. So it's just been really, because I work in an after school program, so it's just like after school has kind of been put on a back burner right now. So a lot of us are basically like helping teachers out and until they find time for us to actually start teaching again. So I've been kind of like mentally like a little frustrated because I want to get in and start teaching and working with the kids, but just doing what I can to be as supportive. It's all good. I know it's been a long day for all of us. Just trying to be as supportive as I can to the school, but it is a little frustrating. And then just my other job doing Uber Eats, just the hustle is always real. I got a flat tire today. So I bought like a patch kit, and I patched up the inner tube, and I found another hole. I put the inner tube back in, and I pumped it up, and I'm like, maybe the patch didn't work, and I found like 2 more holes. So I patched those holes up. Both patches, 2 of the patches busted.
Oh,
and I repatched them, and then they busted again. So I'm like, oh, I gotta buy another inner tube. So that's what I'll be doing in the morning time.
Well, I think once you get more than one hole, it's just like it can't hold the pressure.
But here's the thing: my front tire has 1 patch, and it's still going strong.
That's what I'm saying. I think 1 patch can hold, but when you get multiple holes, it's not strong enough to hold the pressure. Hey Shelby, glad you found us, man. Glad you found us. Yeah, what we do is Shelby had texted me on IG. What we do is we flip channels each week. So this week we're on Comics on the Mind, aka Mind Shift's channel. Next week we'll be on my channel. So glad you found us. Hey, Samuel David. Good to see you. I don't know that I've met you before, Samuel, but nice to meet you and see you in the chat.
What's up, Samuel? I've seen him in a couple of chats here and there.
Cool. And I see I'm True Skills is in the chat. It's all good, my friend. All good, bro. As usual, please sub us both up if you're not subbed to either my friend Mind Shift or myself. We appreciate the subs. We're trying to grow our channels. We're here every week, and Mind Shift's got some other shows he's a part of, and I have some auctions and other shows I'm a part of. Awesome, Shelby. Thanks for subbing up. Comics on the Mind, and Samuel David. Awesome. Yes, I'm a big fan of Comics on the Mind too. I agree 100%.
I appreciate that.
And if I could ask you to sub me up as well, I would appreciate it very much.
I'm a big
very,
fan
very
of,
much.
The
Um,
Toddfather.
that's what they call me on the auctions. Yes, yes.
That's an awesome name. Here comes the Toddfather.
Right. Yeah, I think Meta was the first one to call me that,
That's
and
pretty cool, dude.
it kind of stuck. It kind of stuck. So, it's kind of like my AKA. You can't fight the inevitable. You can't fight the ocean. So
Yeah.
people wanna joke, whether it's a joke or whatever. I don't care. It's all good. So I just
One of my nicknames when I was a kid was a Todd, but I use it as like a nickname. It's Turkey. You know, like it's like they used to run around turkey eats beef jerky.
that's
And
funny.
it was like elementary stuff, and it was hilarious, you know. But it's something that people still call. Even my roommates call me it sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's hilarious.
Captain Comics, I'd show up for cake any day also. And K Titus, I'm not relinquishing Gorilla Todd. That is my, oh, thank you, Samuel. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm Gorilla Todd for better or worse, for here on out. But that's why I call the Toddfather thing like an AKA or nickname. I don't know. It's all good, but it'll read Gorilla Todd Comics right below me as long as I'm on YouTube. As far as I know. So, that's good. But yeah, crazy week. Yeah, I would have to say my week's been fairly crazy. I mean, busy, crazy, good, crazy. So, yeah, classes are good. Everything's just all. I mean, really, it's good to be back, and it's good. Hey, Sleepy Reader 666. It's nice. I don't think I've seen you before in the chat. Nice to meet you. I like your vision icon.
Oh, Sleepy Reader is awesome, dude.
Okay.
Every time he has a live, I always try to like jump in there and say what's up.
Oh, definitely. Any of you guys that sub me up, I will sub you right back because I like to see all the great content everybody else produces too. So please, let's sub each other up.
He's a very, very knowledgeable individual. I learn a lot. Every time I go to a stream of his, I always learn something.
Nice. But yeah, my class. It's funny. I was talking to another teacher today, and I was just saying how like my classes are just. I feel like they're just starting to click and gel, and it's like we're getting like today. I just had a couple of lessons that they just flowed, and it was about what do you call it?
You got the routine train of the flowing.
like disaster prediction, severe weather prediction, and we were, or maybe it was earthquakes, but it was just the kids are into it, and they're curious, and they're asking good questions, and they're just like, it's just like it rolls, and the kids, and like the bell rings, and the kids are like, oh, like it's like audible. They're like disappointed class is over. I'm like, that's how I know it was a good class when.
Yeah, exactly. When
it's over and they're like, oh, it's over. I gotta go to my next class. I want to stay.
The time went by.
And because I do keep it fun, and I joke, and but I make sure we do what we got to do.
But those are some of the best class. I remember like being in some classes when I was a kid, and like being in high school especially, like where I was bored because like the teacher wasn't as that engaging, But then for the teachers that were, like, I barely noticed that I was in the class. Like even when we had like those block schedules in ninth grade, when we 2-hour sessions, with the same teacher. Mm-hmm. Like with good teachers, like that time is gone.
It flies. Yeah. But we've all had those teachers that just weren't engaging or weren't exciting, and unfortunately, but I'll tell you, I think I work with the people I work with are awesome. They do. I think it's just really they look for a certain caliber and type of teacher, and they get it.
So Ruben, Ruben,
Hey, Ruben Guzman. Good to see you in the chat, my friend Cowabunga. Turtle Power. I can't say that without saying Turtle Power.
I love Cowabunga, but still, I'd rather say Jocelyn. Like, I love Ninja Turtles, don't get me wrong. But, like, I was definitely a fan of, like, Street Sharks, the one of the random Ninja Turtle off-brands. But that was a pretty good show.
Were they like sharks on skateboards or something?
Well, they're roller skates.
Roller skates. I remember doing something on, rolling around something.
They were still in the sewers. They went underground. The cement.
Well, listen, I remember when Ninja Turtles came out. After that, I remember adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters.
Yeah.
I remember Miami Mice. I remember geriatric. What was it? Something geriatric gerbils. Boris the Bear. There was a whole slew of.
There was a bunch of them. There was one with rabbits. There's one with dinosaurs.
Well, there's a good one with dinosaurs is Xenozoic Tales, which became Cadillacs and Dinosaurs when it was a cartoon.
Gotcha.
I was telling somebody about Xenozoic Tales the other day. That's written and drawn by Mark Schultz. Beautiful artwork.
Huh.
In the vein of like Al Williamson and Frazetta.
Yeah.
It's some serious, beautiful stuff. I have some somewhere, but I don't have it handy to pull out. I wish it.
It's like it's not accessible right now.
No, it's. I have a pile of books to show, and I got some cool stuff I got in to show that I haven't. But there's time for that.
Yeah. I didn't notice. I didn't know Liefeld's first art was in like Boris the Bear.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when that first issue came out. I bought it off the stands. I don't know if I got it the week it came out, but I remember it was like a little teddy bear holding a sword in like an Uzi, I think.
Mm-hmm. I remember that cover.
It was like a parody. First Liefeld artist in Boris the Bear, really?
I didn't know.
First issue. Probably not. So yeah, I had a cool moment this morning. This one student asked me, they get in a few minutes before, a little while before class starts. Yeah. And, there's some time where it's kind of like they're just settling in and they're doing whatever. And one of the kids asked me, says, Mister, when did you become a fan of the MCU? The movie, like the way I guess that's how he said it, like the movies. Yeah. Dude, I started reading comics when I was 8 years old. So, it's like basically lifelong for me. I'm like, hey, did you like Endgame? He's like, yeah, that movie was awesome. I'm like, have you ever read a comic? He's like, no. I said, I open my drawer and I pull out the Infinity Gauntlet trade paperback. And I say, here, take a look at this. And I give it to him and I'm like, just treat it with respect. Don't beat it up. Don't fold it up. And he takes it back to his seat and he's looking through it for about 10 minutes. And then this other boy walks up and he pulls DC Essentials off the shelf of Men of War, old Joe Kubert war comics.
Yeah.
He's flipping through that and I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I'm like planting seeds for future comic book readers. Not in a diabolical way. In like I see it more as like a steward of the hobby, like paying it forward. And he after about 10 minutes, the one kid walks back with the Infinity Gauntlet, and he's like, dude, this makes the movies better than I ever imagined. Like, all the characters, everybody went to fight Thanos. It wasn't just Cap and Iron Man and Thor. It was like everybody, the X-Men. And I'm like, yeah, man, the Silver Surfer, the Fantastic Four. That's the Marvel universe. I mean, I'm not saying what you're watching in the movies isn't awesome. I love them too. but it's just a piece of it.
Yeah, and it's just like a little sprinkle of a larger story. I wish some of my teachers would give me comics too.
Yeah, I hear you. You know, what are you gonna do? Yeah, you know, I guess I'm the way I am because that's what I wish I would have had. I would have had a teacher like me when I was a kid. You know, that was willing to like say, hey, I like this is what I love, and you know, I don't let it bleed over into class. Like kids will try to ask me questions. I'll be like talking about like, you know, the enhanced Fujita scale and how we look at tornadoes and whatnot. And the kid will raise their hand and be like, "Who's your favorite superhero?" And I'm like, "Not now. Let's. If you want to have lunch with me, come in and hang out during lunch, and I'll talk to you for a half an hour about my favorite characters." But we're not.
Right now, we're focusing on.
Right now, we got business to take care of.
Yeah.
You know, and it took me a while, I guess, to find that like balance, but of like letting kids into that part of my life and like letting them know that I love that stuff and I'm a fan and I collect and I read. But I don't know. It creates awesome connections. It really does.
It does. I miss like sharing comic book day with my students. Like every Wednesday, they know that I'm coming in with like new comic books. You know, because I pick them up before I go to work, and if I don't get them on Wednesday, they know I'll have them Thursday because I always show them the new stuff that I got. You know.
Let's Sleepy Reader right. My daughter gave her 5th grade teacher a graphic novel with his name in it in the title.
Wow,
that's cool. Alone, just the fact that you know she gave something to her teacher, that's pretty awesome. It's always, let me tell you, as a teacher, it's always really nice when a student gives you a gift, you know, and it's like something with thought. It's always nice. I mean, I have coffee mugs that I got over a decade ago from students.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have like tons of letters and drawings and you know from my students. I have like when I used to live with my parents, I had a wall of like of inspiration. I would just hang all my students like work that they would give me. You know, some of their finished products of art classes that I had taught, and
nice.
I was just hanging on the wall and just use it as a way to like inspire me to keep pushing forward. You know, as like an instructor.
Okay, Mitch.
It's all good. Yo, look, it's itchy.
But no, very cool, very cool.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise, yeah, it's been, you know, other than dealing with what everybody's dealing with, it's really just it's really cool just to be back and see kids again and get back in the swing of things and get back to you know that some sense of normalcy. Okay,
Yeah,
sounds good, man. Glad to have made your acquaintance and thank you for the sub. And I will definitely get around. You know, when I will do my best as soon as possible to sub you back, and you know, catch you again.
yeah, we appreciate you stopping by, brother. Thank you so much. Get some good rest.
This is why we do this. You know, it's always nice to hang out with my buddy, but it's also nice to meet new people and connect and grow the community.
Yeah, that's one thing I love about this community is because every single individual in this community offers like a unique piece of like information, something that I learn from every single time. Every person I interact with, I always learn something new. And that's why I love it. I love my mind being challenged. I love
it's that value of it's everybody's unique experience.
Yeah, there it is.
What's up, John? John's good to see you, John. I don't know if you heard me before. I said I've been following your push-up challenge on Instagram. That's pretty cool. And I see JP's doing a running thing. You guys are
Oh,
kind of. I gotta kind of get in shape. I'm a little inspired.
oh, I knew that I had to do the same thing. So don't feel bad. Nice to see you too, John. I appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, definitely.
No, my roommate, she wakes up. One of my roommates, she wakes up like super early in the morning to run the lake. Cause there's a lake not too far from our house, and she'll get up there and she'll run it all like almost every day. And I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
I need that inspiration. I need that that
Yeah.
drive. But I ride my bike a lot. But it's not the same as like running. Like I miss like just getting up and jogging, but my knees are kind of bad. That's why I want to hike, like run on a hike on a hiking trail. Those are usually a little bit better on your knees.
Yeah, oh, yeah, Shelby. I mean, I'm more of an overall box. I'm very like boxy, but
I could carry it.
I'm just from staying home for 6 months and not doing anything. I think it just like it made me a little lethargic, and I need to shake the cobwebs. And which getting back to school has been good, but
Look what Tacoma said. Speaking of which, he said going back to school.
First days are always tough. You know what? Honestly, you do everything. You try to get as prepared as possible.
Yeah.
But and teaching now is a whole. There's a whole other level of complication with if you're using technology and you're doing distance learning, or you're doing a hybrid model, whatever the case may be. There is a whole new like paradigm of complication with
Mm-hmm.
have multiple cameras in my room and mics and it's it's a lot it's a serious setup. I mean it's a lot more than I've ever had before. That's funny, Shelby. Says he's so out of shape. No, this is next comment. He says he's so out of shape. When I die, they will sell my. They will donate my body to science fiction. Wow.
You gotta make sure you die in a cool, creepy pose. It's a great line.
Yeah.
What's up, Z Collect? What's up, brother?
Hello, Z Collects.
We're doing good.
Good to see you in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
What you been reading? You been reading anything recently?
Yeah, you know what? I was reading. I'm still reading that book, Pulp. I have it back at school. And then I want to read. I've been kind of following the new Venom storyline. With pasta. The new Venom storyline with him going to the planet of the symbiotes. I've kind of been digging that actually. I actually gave a copy of the second print with the Symbiote Avengers to one of my former students. Because I know he likes comics, so I had a copy with me and I was like, here, man, take this, you'll like it. Hey Rob. And good to see you in the chat.
The worst guy on YouTube has arrived.
We got Meta4ickal Komicz in the
chat. Puerto Rican brother, how you doing?
Nice to see you, Puerto Rican. I think that's. I don't know that we've met before. It's the first time I'm seeing your name, but it's great to see you in the chat. Nice to make your acquaintance.
Oh, he's a cool
no worries. You're never late. You're always perfectly on time, not near man.
Yeah, even if you watch
hanging out. What's up, Bagu?
What's up, Bagu? What's up, my brother? Everybody's
last night or a late night.
Stop worrying about that, Rob. Stop tripping off that shit.
Smiley Tory. Hello, Smiley Tory. A lot of people. I don't remember meeting a lot of these people. It's nice to see some new names. This is really cool.
Oh yeah,
Tori.
awesome people.
Yeah, and like, hey, if you haven't subbed up Mind Shift, aka Comics in the Mind, please sub him up. If you haven't subbed me up, I would greatly appreciate it. We're both trying to build up our channels. We're on every Thursday night. We go back and forth. 1 week we're here on Mind Shift's channel. Next week we'll be on my channel. So I'm saying that just because I want everybody to know what's going on. I don't want them to think we take weeks off or we're not.
Oh no.
Show.
We're just jumping back and forth from channels.
Comics 814. I've gotta love the funk.
What's up, Funk Comics? Funk Comics. I love your.
Gotta have that funk.
Exactly.
Funk.
Thank you. Yeah, usually I'll post every once in a while. I'll post something on Instagram, letting people know that I didn't do it tonight, so that was my fault, my bad. But usually I post something on IG to let people know that we're going live. And I think you do the same thing as well. So
yeah,
if you follow us on IG, at least you'll know when we're going to go live.
Yeah, definitely. Or you can always send us a message and ask.
Yeah,
that's what Shelby did.
And it gives us an excuse to talk to you on.
I'm excited. I'll show you one book I picked up. I was excited to pick up. I mean, it's just a silly free comic book day.
I've seen that. That's awesome.
But man, this like I love the history of comics, and like, so this is just like, I looked inside and he's got like Popeye drawing. There's Popeye in there, and it's I'm starting to see a couple of these graphic novel type books that are taking on the history. Like, I read that we actually had the author of that book, Batman. What was it? Robin or Bill the Boy Wonder, the story of Bill Finger. And the author visited my school, and I ordered the book on Amazon, and it was pretty good. It told the story of the whole storyline between Bob, the whole history of Bob Kane. Like, when it's real, it's not a storyline; it's a history. The history of Bob Kane and Bill Finger and all that.
Yeah,
interesting story. So I just love learning about the history of comics. So we got Engbald. What's up, my friend?
Yeah, Engbald would definitely agree with you. He has like all those Marvel Universe, history of Marvel Universe books.
Yeah, I want to read that. We only find them when they're dead. That look cool. I read about it. They're finding bodies or something. They mine bodies in space of like giant.
Oh, we're talking about a series. Is this one? They're dead.
Yeah. It's like it's I think Boom. I think it's Boom. Is this? I wonder. Is this? I got to figure out. Is this just? This might be a. Oh yeah.
Boom. That'd be awesome.
The story continues, and Jack Kirby, The Epic Life of the King of Comics, on sale July 14th, 2020. That passed, right? Yeah. I got to figure out what's going on.
Well, I think these were supposed to be given out like over the summertime during Free Comic Book Day, but then it turned into Free Comic Book months.
Yeah, who knows? You find you I was at the shop, and the owner was just like, "Hey, Todd, if you want any of those free comics, grab whatever you want." And I don't like to be greedy. He knows, he knows I'm a teacher. So, I grab what I want. This was what I wanted. But he's like, I'll tell you what, we got another week of this free comic thing. And when it's over, I'll see what I have left. I'll pack you up a care package. It's my buddy Jay at the shop called Maximum Comics. Super nice.
I love that name.
Yeah, he's got a couple shops here in Vegas. Super nice guy.
Nice.
And because he's like, he knows I'll. He's like, I know you'll give them out to your kids, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Like I give kids comics I buy. I don't, whatever, a couple of bucks, who cares? It's just
Yeah, I've given some books to my kids before. It's just you want to start a collection or get into the mindset of collecting.
if they, I like and my biggest thing is I'm not going to give them to you if you're just looking to collect them and put them in a box. But if you're going to read the thing,
them too, yeah.
I look at it from an educational standpoint and promoting comic book readership. That's just my point of view. Yeah, you don't have to be ashamed to say anything, John. If that's your favorite, that's your favorite, man. That's the beauty of it, man. You might like DC's. I might like Donald Duck.
It's funny because John, I thought you didn't like the deceased story. Am I wrong, or maybe that's why it's ironic that you like this one this week? Am I wrong?
I got a pile of random comic books, and I picked this up out of a box at a shop this week. It was pretty. I just thought it looked cool.
Oh yeah, it is. I like that side view.
Like a concept sketch. What is it? Concept design variant.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But just a cool Darth Vader image. See what I haven't. I just got this Thor 6 in today. This is Mercado is the artist for number 6.
Oh, nice. Is that a variant or is that?
Yeah, this is I think Unknown Comics variant.
There we go. Nice.
It's pretty wicked. Have you picked up anything? You got anything interesting? I like my Transformers, My Little Pony, Guilty. Hey, that's cool. Not near mint. Good stuff. That's such an unlikely combination. I don't even know. I don't even know what to think about it, but because I don't know what other than being like toys, I don't know the story of My Little Pony. Yeah. I don't know what the storyline is. So, and I'm not really, it's all good, but.
I had a friend that was who was a brony, and he made me watch a couple episodes with them. It's not bad, not my thing, but it wasn't it's not bad.
Yeah, I think I'm more of a Care Bear guy.
Definitely love the Care Bear.
I loved it when they'd all link arms and the Care Bear stare.
Oh,
belly. I think I liked it. Had a belly.
With love.
I could connect with them on the having a belly level.
Yeah, same here.
Hey, nobody's calling you a brony not near mint. You are whatever you are comfortable being.
Hey,
nobody's putting any pressure on you. But hey, whether you are whatever, it's all good.
Peace out, Tori. Thank you for stopping by.
Tori. Thanks for stopping by and saying hello and everything. Good to have made your acquaintance. If I've done that already, I apologize for not remembering, but I do the best I can. My brain is my brain.
No, I didn't pick up anything this week. I thought I would have time to get books today, but I did not. I've been reading a lot of back issues. So I've been reading. I got this AOK from Kenny, aka Comic Head 84. 86,
okay.
Yeah. And he's a really cool brother. So.
Cool, Vermin.
Let me make myself big. Shabloom! There we go.
There you go. Vermin. Is that Vermin, I think?
Yeah, it's Vermin, yeah. So apparently this story takes place literally right after
Craven's Last Hunt, right?
Yeah.
I remember reading that. I totally read that.
And so I love the character of Vermin. I remember when Vermin there was a 3-part, I think it was a 3 or 4-part issue where Vermin dies. I just like him as a character because, like, he's and reading this like made you like be more sympathetic to the character as well. They added like he's while Vermin is like running around loose. Like,
Yeah,
you
I think
got
a lot of those issues, if I'm thinking right, a lot of those were drawn by Sal Buscema.
yeah, it
I
was.
like he has a cool. I just like his lines. They look sharp. What's up,
What's
Comic Book University?
up, dude? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Nice to see you, sir.
Yeah, the fall, the verb, yeah, yeah. Oh, let me go back to boom. There we go. Yeah, it's just even like the issue that I'm reading right now, which is like part 4. I want to go back to being big. It even brings up like a memory of that whole Craven fight. He comes back as a zombie. Ah, I never read. That's one of my goals is to pick up that run. I have like bits and pieces of the run, but I don't have like the first like two issues.
Yeah, it's good. It's good because it's only 6 issues, so it's not like a super huge run or anything. And if you're hunting them, you'll find them. If I come across any, if you text me which ones you need, and I may be able to send something your way.
Nice, yeah. I'll let you know. I need to go through my stuff. I need to go through my whole collection in general and organize, but specifically I need to go through my Spider-Man stuff so I can see what I do have.
Yeah, I'm right there with John. I'm a hardcore. I don't really play D&D these days. I have to be honest, but I love D&D and I love the books, and I spent so many hours as a kid like just reading them, and I have like all my original hardcovers, and then I think 3.5 and then 5.0, and then I even ordered the last release just because I wanted to look at them.
Yeah, I've been interested. I definitely watch what John does it on
With White Whale.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. I haven't checked it out, but probably just because of like if I watch it, I'm gonna be like, dang, I want to play.
Yeah,
I just don't know.
Want to play as well.
I don't know if I have the time. I'm a little overcommitted as is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, John. I mean, like, and I'm really underselling it. Like, I probably have I think I have like a magazine box full of Dungeons and Dragons hardcovers. I even have a D&D club at school. We're not doing it right now because of what's going on, but like last year, I'd have like 2 tables of like 2 different D&D campaigns running in my classroom. I have like a whole closet dedicated to just D&D stuff. It's pretty sweet. I am excited to read this. I haven't.
What's that?
I'm kind of saving it for this weekend. Just the new issue, number 300 of Heavy Metal.
Oh, nice.
Tarna cover. I saw that Heavy Metal cartoon probably when I was like 8 or 9 years old, and like it made an impression on me. So I'm hoping, I haven't even looked at this, but I'm hoping it's like has something to do with. Oh wow, this is cool.
Pretty cool artwork.
Yeah, it's like I just opened it up and it's like beginning of time, gorillas.
Oh nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Lucy, which I think Lucy's that fossil they found.
Yeah.
Of like a very early prime, humanoid.
Basically.
Interesting. I don't know who did that. Does it say?
What's up, Gorilla Todd? Thank you for stopping by, dude.
Damn, they got heavy metal pinball machines. That could get expensive.
Heavy metal pinball machine.
It's Liberatory. Okay.
Yeah, that is true. I understand that.
Oh, this looks cool.
Check out Comic Book University's comment.
My buddy Paul Fry drew a story in there. I'm looking for that heavy metal issue to review it for him. Oh, that's awesome. I think my LCS had a couple copies, man. If you if you need some help tracking it down, let me know. I mean, I wouldn't try to look. I'll do you a favor. You just let me know, man. Comic Book University. Just hit me up on IG. I do a lot of auctions and stuff, but I never mind doing a favor for somebody. I'm more about like the people. I care more about people than I do books, and I don't mind like making a buck or two here or there because it helps support my comic collecting. But we can. I can. I'm always willing to do a favor.
No, John. I have like a month of books to pick up this weekend, so I'm definitely gonna read all the things this weekend and going into next week. Valkyrie being one of them. To say that you weren't happy with it, and knowing that we both really enjoy that series, that kind of makes me a little afraid to read the ending, the finale. Yeah. I love Valkyrie. It's like that was a great series. I love what they did with Jane Foster in that series.
Yeah, Gore Vidal. See if I can get this thing to focus again. I've been, like I said, I saw that heavy metal movie when I was a kid. I'll hold it up, and it made an impression on me, and like it just connected with something in my brain, and I mean, I started finding heavy metal on the newsstands and buying it even as a kid because mostly they wouldn't care. It looked like a comic book, so they just sold it to anybody. And that opened up the world of like all the European artists and like Mobius and Droulet uh, and just all that whole world and realm, and it was like it really expanded my whole like comic book consciousness of what was out there, because it just, when I started looking at the heavy metal stuff, it didn't look like anything I was, it didn't look like Captain America or Batman or any of that stuff.
It was different.
It was just it was really like a serious, what's up with my camera? It was that was a pivotal moment in just my like life as a reader, as an appreciation. And yeah, just the way, just knowing the way like it influenced all the science fiction and Star Wars and Flash Gordon and all that stuff in the 80s, and even more so than that. Oh, that's cool, Shelby. You minored in archaeology. Very cool, very cool. Lucy, yeah. I knew it. It rang a bell with me. I'm not. The kids are funny. They'll ask me a question, like a very specific question, and I'll be like, I don't know. We can Google it. We can look it up. We can research it. But I don't know. But they're like, what do you mean? What do you mean you don't know? You're a teacher. I'm like, I don't know everything.
Yeah, they think we're like some all-knowing entity being that's above
it's so funny.
It's like, no, we're all learning. Like,
yeah. Oh, I'm looking at Gore Vidal's next comment here. I saw heavy metal when it premiered. I was too young to see it, and like yourself, I bought Heavy Metal magazine when I was a kid. Yeah, Creepax, Manera, Corbin, and Mobius. It opened my world too. Yeah, it was like, dude, Corbin was like, bam. Like Den was crazy, and Manera, wow. Manera is just probably Manera has got to be one of my top, like, just his line, and I've watched videos of him drawing, the way it just like flows out is freaking amazing. It just blows my mind. It really is very, it amazes me, and like I'm laughing at Shelby. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great one. Great Pax is awesome. I love watching. There's these old videos on YouTube I've seen. It's this French television show, so they're talking, and I don't really know what they're saying, but I don't really care. It's called Tete a Tete, I think. And I've seen some American comic book artists. It's like old from the 70s because they're all sitting around a table smoking cigarettes when people didn't know that was going to kill you or give you cancer or whatever. And but like Mobius is on it, and like I think Neil Adams is on it, and you'll have I think Droulet is on it, and it's just they'll just like it's like a sketch jam. They got these big easels with paper and markers, and they play this funky music and they do sketch jam. It's really really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. When you have like really great artists get together and like do art together, that's phenomenal.
What is I gotta figure out why show advanced. Oh, I see. No, hold on. There we go.
Boom.
Yeah, my camera was set to low res. I'm like, why is it so fuzzy? You
Yeah, I
know?
was wondering the same thing too. Maybe you have like
It's something like I think I did the update, and I think I have to like re-sign into everything and reset all the freaking settings and all that jive. So whatever. Oh, dude, it's funny. Gore Vidal. Oh man, I've always like loved that Paul Smith X-Men run for like a short little run. As short as it is, that his style. I'm right there with you. He's like I don't know that I ever connected him to Monera because honestly, I think I came across. I really got into Monera later in my life. No, it wasn't bandwidth. I just had to adjust the setting. It was on 480. I had to bump it up to 720. But I love that Paul Smith run. His style was so clean, and I even loved what was that series that Paul Smith did? Chance. Leave It to Chance. I thought that was a great. Is a great it was a great like all ages type comic. I got the first volume of Lone Sloan. I want to read it. I have it somewhere. I get so busy with like everything that just finding like a couple hours to sit down and read a book is so tough. But
Trust me, I've been trying to do the same thing. Like that's why I forced myself the other day to sit down and start reading some of these back issue books. Or read something, you know. Even like I finally read some of my a bunch of trades that I wanted to read a while back. You know, you read a little bit and then you get caught up with life, and then you know.
Yeah, this is a pile of books I just got in a box today. It was sitting on my chair here in my room when I came home.
It's like read us. You must read us.
This is all random stuff. Nothing, you know. Marvel Team Up. What is this? 97. Hulk and Spider Woman.
Oh, that's awesome.
An odd Marvel Team Up. A random issue of Lobo. Another random Lobo with Lobo eating a bunch of Lobos.
That is great. Don't say Lobo again.
Woody Harrelson. Sometimes I just love looking at the ads. Woody Harrelson, Natural Born Killers. That was a crazy movie. Alex Ross, Golden Age Green Lantern cover. John says I made a huge effort since I have shows Wednesday so that I can at least speak to the books I buy. It's tough to fit it all in. Yeah. I mean, I remember when it used to be as simple as getting out of school, jumping on my bike, riding my bike to the comic store, buying a pile of comics, and then riding home as fast as I could, and just sitting in my room and reading. And there was no other worry in life.
And I got to pay bills. You got curriculums to design. You know, children to teach. Live chat.
Literally,
Ooh, how,
I was posting a project literally seconds before we.
I know. You're like,
Yeah.
hold on.
Like, hang on 1 second. Gotta finish this. Got Howard the Duck 4. Gotta love Howard the Duck. This was a cool little pickup. I read this back in the day. This is the history of the DC Universe 2-issue series.
Oh, nice.
George Perez and Wolfman and Perez. I think this is pretty much like after Crisis, they came out with this 2-issue set to kind of like as like a State of the Union of what was what in the DC Universe.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's an interesting read. I think I have a collected edition of it. Then I got a bunch. We got another Lobo here. Lobo Blazing Chain of Love.
What?
One shot. This is number 1. No. Literally it's what it sounds like. Lobo Blazing Chain of Love.
That is hilarious.
Well, yeah, I think I think he evolved very. Lobo was very. He went through an evolution, and there was just something that clicked. The rest of these Thor,
Like a billion Thors.
yeah, it's like a stack of Thors. But I'll get
Stacks and stacks.
you get everything that Thor. This is cool. This is DC Superstars of Space, number 4. This is an old 50 center with Adam Strange and Captain Comet and the Space Rangers.
Oh, nice.
Cool old book.
Never heard of Space Rangers.
Yeah, it's just an old something old, and then Darkhold number 1. Oh, this is cool. Oh, a newsstand, newsy.
A newsy.
1 newsstand in the poly bag.
Oh, nice. That issue 1, nice.
Yeah, that's a bit of a minor spec. I don't know. I'm not a big, well, whatever. I just buy so many comics. I'm like not really a spec person. Like I don't buy books because of a spec. It's like I buy so many comics. I just have there's just a percentage of them go up in value. I don't know if that's really speculating or like just hoarding. I don't know. Booster Gold 4 because I like Booster Gold.
Oh,
Maybe Booster Gold's my guilty pleasure, but I like Booster.
I like him in the Booster.
Got a little Master of Kung Fu action, Shang-Chi.
Nice. What issue is that?
That is issue 42.
Okay, cool.
I always like any of the martial arts themed heroes. I got a couple of Thor 357s.
Ooh.
That's a cool Beta Ray Bill Thor cover. Walt Simonson issue.
Yeah, probably a great cover with Beta Ray Bill. I still need to get that Thor 338. I love that scene with Beta Ray Bill and Thor going at it.
Yeah, the redo of the Hercules and Thor cover. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great homage cover.
Got a couple copies of 407. Just a cool looking, to me, a very iconic Thor.
Yeah, there's no other.
Universe.
Yeah, it's a homage cover too, right? I never read any of the same. I haven't read any of the same cheese stories either, John.
I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't say. Just say it's Ron Friends and Joe Sinat. It says Friends and Sinat. So I know who the artists are. I don't think it's a homage cover, but here's one Hulk annual.
Ooh, let's see the Hulk annual.
It's a Hulk annual 17 from 1991.
Yeah, since early 90s.
Looks like the Moloids, the Mole Man's crew.
It definitely does. Is that the who is that hooded character?
Oh, it says inside the Mole Man, Betty, Tyrannus, Brutus, Rick Jones, the Pantheon, the retelling of the Hulk origin, 5 great stories in one giant-sized issue. So I think at this time Hulk was in it. This was like the Intelligent Hulk, and he was in a group called the Pantheon. And I think the book was written by Peter David and drawn by Gary Frank. And it was like a group. How do I like a group of like, they did good for the world, but they were kind of like a little. There was like a shady side to them, or there was like a bit of a mystery side to them.
What's up, Dusty Big Brown?
Hey, Dusty, good to see you again.
I'm doing all right. Can't complain. Well, I have a lot.
That's cool. I got some extra. I think Venom Annual 1 signed. I can hook you up with for a pretty reasonable cost. You let me know. No big deal. I got a couple Thor 355s. Another Simonson cover.
Ooh, that's a great cover. I have some of those issues of Thor. I don't have that one right there.
And then I got another Friends issue, Return to Wundagore, which I think is where the High Evolutionary lives, 406.
Oh, yeah, I have that one. That's a great cover.
Thor fighting a big rocket. And this is a cool cover. This is Thor versus Annihilus, plus a mini epic Tales of Asgard. See, lady, you got Thor fighting.
Oh, yes, I love that cover.
And you got Lady Sif and a couple of the Warriors. Well, that looks like, I think, Balder and Volstagg down there. Not the Warriors 3. I don't see the other 2. That's a pretty cool book. Then I got a couple of modern Thors. 610. Gorgeous cover.
Oh, yeah, that's a great cover in it.
Yeah, Thor fighting Thor. And then this one's Thor on Fire.
Ooh, that's a great one. Yeah, that's a great cover.
Yeah. That's the cool thing, man. If you just, and I don't think I paid more than like, most of these were probably $1. I probably paid $2 or $3 for a couple of them, but well, and then I got hit with shipping, but shipping kind of was not good on that lot. But
shipping always, usually the more books you get, the more expensive shipping gets.
Well, I don't do it that way, man. When people get like, look, the way I do it is this, and we do it mostly on the auction, is like once you get over like what'll fit in the Gemini mailer in a for $8 in a Gemini mailer priority, you just bump to a medium mailer, which is just $15. That's basically what it costs to ship, the postage. And if you're buying that many books, I'm not worried about the amount of bubble wrap and the bags and boards. Honestly, I'm just and like this guy, this one seller I dealt with on a site was like, well, we the shipping is part of is for the shipping and the materials. And like literally, I got this. Sorry, that was kind of gross.
It's all good.
So, like, it's like I know what a bag and board costs, and I know what bubble wrap costs. And don't if you're going to add on an extra $10 to what it costs for shipping, and you're using a priority box that the post office gives you, like. Yeah. There's a little bit of shenanigans going on. I'm going to call it what it is, especially when I get the books and like this one, like. Okay, this is like just a for example. This poly bag, this kind of poly bag, has probably like it's the tape is like melted. Melt out of the bag.
I'm melting.
They probably haven't made like this is such an. I have to like wiggle it to get it apart because the plastic is like. This is such an old school bag where there's no flap. It's just like a bag. This book's probably been in this bag for 30 plus years.
That is crazy.
You know, so like, where's your?
For a couple decades.
There's a produce sticker on the bag for 105. You know, that's. Don't tell me you're spending money for materials and then ship me a book in a bag that's probably 30 plus years old.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a fresh bag and board that costs, 8 cents or so. Bag and board, come on.
25 at my LCS.
Yeah, 25 cents is the going rate for a bag and board, but when you buy them by the 1,000, they cost about 8 cents a piece. And like, I buy them by thousands. So, and to me, if you're selling comics online, you should be buying bags and boards by the 1,000. If not, you're not operating as efficiently as you could be. No, I don't know, but dude, not near Mint. You're all the way. You're south. You're pretty far south, but I know a guy. You might know him. I know a guy who sells books out of his storage unit. He must have. I don't know what he's got. I haven't been. I haven't been in Florida for over a year, but I got a guy who sells books for basically a lot of books for $1 a piece, and like if they're worth more than like I don't know $5, $6, $7, whatever his number is, I think he charges like he still gives you a pretty like a third off of Overstreet or something, and he's probably using an Overstreet that's a couple of years old.
Yeah.
But not near Mint. If you want his information, just hit me up on IG. I don't want to just put it out there because I don't like doing that to people if they don't, if I don't know they can. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're going to sell me a book, look, and you're going to charge me over $20 to ship 26 comic books, don't tell me you're charging me for materials and have that book in a bag that I know is over 30 years old. That they haven't made bags that don't have flaps probably since the late 70s, early 80s, maybe. I don't know. That's just ridiculous. But hey, I digress. Let's not go on and on. Yeah, definitely. Not near Mint. Hit me up on IG and I'll give you all the details. He's up in like Palm Beach area, West Palm area, I guess. Boynton area, maybe.
No way. The boys dropped on Amazon yesterday. Please don't tell me that. I'm going to tell my roommates right now.
Oh, yeah. Nice. I know. Hey, holiday weekend. I know what I'm watching.
Whoop, whoop.
Bill the Butcher. I'm just trying to get this to focus again.
Focus, you computer. Good night, Al. Get some good rest, dude.
No, not Orlando. I said he's like Boynton. He's near Boynton. So, it's a hike, but not. I mean, look, I would look at it this way, man. If you can go and fill up a short box or a long box, it's probably worth it's worth an hour's drive. I'm estimating he's probably about an hour from you. I have a pretty good idea where you're at. Right, that's what I'm saying. Look, it's not short, but if you can fill up a short box or a long box for a very reasonable price, it just might be working. I mean, he's got dude, when I'd go on a Sunday morning and hang out with him, I'd bring him a coffee because I'd get myself a coffee, and I'm just not going to show up and not have a coffee for my buddy. But he literally have like 100 plus tubs. He keeps them in these plastic tubs, but like 100 plus tubs of just comics. And I used to score like good stuff. I mean, I would find pretty good stuff. And you know, he's an easy guy. He's a good. I know Orlando. I've bought stuff from Orlando. I've known Orlando for years. Orlando. I go probably. Shoot, I probably go back 20 years that I've known Orlando from doing shows. You know, you got to remember, not near Mint. I did shows in South Florida back in the early like 2000s, like when Ultimate Spider-Man came out and Ultimate X-Men and that first Image G.I. Joe series. I was setting up at the Tuesday night shows. There was these Tuesday night shows at the Holiday Inn on University Avenue, down south there, which is north for you, but was south for me. And we do these weekend shows at I think it was the VA or something. It was out west. But before I moved, I hit, you know, in like a month or two before I moved from Florida, I hit up Orlando's. He has that show at the Miccosukee Indian Casino. The BT, I think it's like BTO. That's funny.
It's a small world, dude.
Yeah. It's funny. Yeah, he's a good guy. I like Orlando. There's another dealer that's down there called his handle on IG is Comic Zombie. He has a lot of books too. He sells a lot of dollar books.
Okay.
But seriously, not near Mint. Hit me up on IG and I'll give you all my I don't have a ton of them, but pretty much told you all of them. I think all my Florida hookups. Or like you probably know as much as I do, but maybe I got that one buddy you don't know because he's a little bit out of your range, but maybe I can connect you to.
100 miles is pretty far.
But, you know, it's like, look, if you're driving on the highway, you're going 70, 80 miles an hour, so it's a little over an hour.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe it's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I'm just understand, you're talking to somebody who, when I got bored of all the shops of like all the places I could go in, like South Florida, I just started jumping on the highway and going north like 4 hours to the central part of Florida and to out west to the west coast of Florida. And I would drive to like Georgia to visit some family, just knowing I could zigzag and hit shops all the way along the way.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I wish some of them were open, but like, you know, there's a lot of stores out here, definitely. That's why I can't wait until things start opening up and we can actually like step inside of the store and actually shop. You know, I'm gonna go visit one of my buddies in Fresno, and he all the shops out there are for surely open. So I will definitely be doing some hunting.
That's cool.
Yeah, I can't wait because I have not dug into a dollar bin or just a long box that was not mine in a long time.
Yeah, it's always nice when you get into some like a new, like I went last Saturday. I went to this one store because I knew they had this. They teamed up with this one dealer who's more of like a online and show dealer to do like a sale to raise some money for. I don't even remember what the cause was, but I got there really late because Saturday's usually the day I pack everything and go to the post office. Yeah. So the sale was until 6, and I was done with the post office, and it was like 5:30, and I'm like, okay, I can get there and have like 12 minutes to go through boxes. I'll take a shot. And I hauled butt over to the store, and they were like, you know, I was like, okay, I'll start with the $5 boxes. They do like $5 books and then 5 for 20. So they're like really $4 books because who's going to buy, you know, if you buy 3 of them, you might as well buy 2 more and get them for 20.
Yeah,
3 for 15 or 5 for 20. Come on. Unless you just have $5 and you're buying one book, or you just only really want one book. But
yeah,
I never really, I never want one book unless it's really like that book, that one book. You know, like I went to a show. The last show I actually went to in Florida was the Daytona Comic Convention, and I went with my buddy and his son. And I'm walking around, and this one dealer I know, I see he's got a Flash 123, and it's a 3.0, a graded 3.0. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, why does that book look so much better than a 3.0? I mean, it's literally the nicest 3.0 I've ever seen. And I talked to him about it. He tells me, well, it looks like somebody did something funny with a staple. Okay, so at worst, somebody replaced the staple. At best, somebody messed with it.
Yeah.
Did something. But at the end of the day, it's a Flash 123 that looks beautiful, but it's rated a 3.0, so he can't sell it for, he like we talked and he had it marked, I think honestly, I think he had it marked like 470 or 490 or something like that. But he ended up giving it to me for less than 400 for like mid threes, I think. 350, 360. So like that was the only I bought one up. Yeah, because I also bought a Killing Joke, a first print Killing Joke from him with that. But I gave that to my buddy for his birthday.
Nice.
That was the one book I bought that show, and I was happy. So, I can't be, one book can't be perfectly good. What's going on in the chat here? Let's see.
A bunch of conversations.
Not Near Mint says, yeah, I'd fill a short box easy. Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm dude. No, literally. And it's like he's got like hundreds of boxes, and he was always getting new stuff in. So, I don't know if he's got more stuff now, less stuff. I don't really know. But when I make it back to Florida, one of the things I'm going to do is show up, connect with him and probably fill up 2 or 3 long boxes of stuff. As much as I can, stuff as I can get. Check out the guy with the biggest ball of twine. He has a 4. Is that a joke? I'm not sure, Shelby. Usually I get your jokes, but I don't joke about Silver Age boxes, so that was kind of a joke about Silver Age boxes. And he'll hook you, like I'll make the introduction or whatever, and he'll give you like a short box price. You know what I mean? He's a solid dude, my buddy. His name happens to be Todd too. Hey, Sam's Tangled Web, good to see you in the chat.
What's up, Sam? Sam, I am. What's going on, dude? Thank you for stopping by.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was a joke, Shelby. I just had to make sure. Sometimes you got to confirm things.
Joke confirmed.
Yeah, you know what? I just was thinking, I just glanced at this comment again, not near Mint, where you said thank you. I don't know everyone. I honestly, that's the beauty of this whole thing, of this community, and this way we're able to go onto YouTube in this forum and just talk and kind of say hey and this and that and and just connect about all these things and get, if I can help you to find some books in Florida, man, that's just awesome. That's really cool. I'm helping you out, and I'm helping my old buddy out. He'll move some books, you'll get some books. It's a win-win as far as I'm concerned. And I helped out 2 buddies. Yeah, Shelby, definitely. It's funny, like just from your description, I knew who you were talking about. I think he was in a different store then, because he's told me he had a different store, and he's got this like back room to his store that he leaves the door like ajar, and I can see it set up, and he's got a wall of killer books, and he won't let me back there, and I'm just like he doesn't. I don't think he realizes I will buy serious books, because I only buy new stuff from him and some back issues. But I buy what I buy, but I don't know. Yeah.
One day you'll have access.
I mean, I showed him my 8.0 Giant Size X-Men and some other books, and I showed them to him, but maybe I got to bring some more books and show him like the stuff I collect to earn his comic book respect. That's funny. I'm a little comic run hoarder. All right, there's a little bit of that in all of us. Although I do have to say, I think I have I've kind of I think I've just moved to a different phase where I'm okay. I've kind of accepted, and this took a long time. This didn't happen quickly, but I have accepted I can't collect every single comic book that I want. So I've accepted maybe I just have to get the ones that are really really meaningful to me and be happy with those, and not worry about getting everyone. But what seems to happen is I get multiple copies of books I really want. Like right now I have 2 copies of Detective Comics 359, the first Batgirl. I have a raw copy and I have a graded copy. And I think the raw copy is nicer than the graded copy, but I don't need that whole detective run. It's almost too overwhelming to think about, or a segment, because I can't afford to go back to the beginning. I just can't. Even if I said I want 300 to, I could do 300 to 500. I could, but I don't want. It's just a lot to. It's just not where I'm at right now, honestly.
You collect what you want.
Yeah, it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit me right now, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get every single Spider-Man book in the run and the Amazing Spider-Man, but I do want some of them. I want first Rhino. I want that 41. That's a great cover, and I have and I have number 33, But I don't want every single one through everyone,
Yeah. I mean, look, it's cool if you collected it and bought it off the newsstand or the comic store rack as it came out, and you've got a few hundred issues of a title. That's fantastic. And you know what? I had that for my first collection, but it just, things happen, and that's life, and you move on. Let's see. Shelby says he uses post vids on Facebook with hot young girls showing off Silver Age books. Do you mean the guy we were talking about? That's hilarious. I got to see those. Okay. Yeah, he's a bit of a character. And I honestly, you said you visited 8 years ago. So I think as he's getting older, he's getting a little more eccentric, let's say. Super nice guy. Very nice guy. Yeah, not near me. That's what you do. Keys of many series and pick up the continuation of series now. ASM is hit or miss. Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't want to have, 2 long boxes of books I don't really care about. I'd rather have, look, in my perfect ideal world, if I'm doing auctions and I'm selling books, well, I have my selling stock. That's one thing. That's not my collection. That's selling stock. But my collection, if I could have a couple of long boxes of just the stuff I really, really want. I mean, there's a short box of my G.I. Joes that I've had since I was 8, and those aren't going anywhere. And there's some Silver Age stuff that I got when I was in middle school, and that's not going anywhere. Those are with me to the end. But
Chaos. What's up, dude?
What's up, Chaos and Comics?
Dude.
But yeah, I'm just past the point of needing to have, I mean, I say that, but yet I have hundreds of boxes. So
same here.
Fooling.
I just built the long box and a short box, and I'm man, I'm probably gonna need another one too.
But that's also the greatness of this hobby is there's always something else to collect. There's always something else to search out, and
I discovered so many new and awesome indie titles, and I'm diving more into DC. So it's like my collection is like constantly growing. There's like always some kind of book that I want.
and even the stuff I ordered, even like what's my selling stock. I'll still pull a book out of that occasionally and be like, I like this. This is a cool book. I'm gonna put this aside. I'll usually, if it's like sell it or keep it, I'll sell it just because somebody will want it. And like for that Clayton Crane selling, I bought a Spider-Man #1. He did he did a redo of the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man #1, and he had it signed, but somebody wanted it, so I let him buy it. I mean, I kept a different Clayton Crane book. Yeah, it's fine. And I was happy. I don't care. One book, a different book. But, it's like not one book is gonna make or break my collection.
Yeah.
So Shelby says he was crazy back then, but cool. Yeah, he's definitely a cool guy. He's super nice. Like, he always tries to hook me up. He always hooks me up and gives me a good price. Yeah.
Sounds like a very interesting dude.
He is. He's a character. That's definitely one of the shops. If you ever make it out here to Vegas, that's one of the shops I'll take you by, because it's
going to be fun. And I'm definitely coming out there. So I definitely want to hang out with all you guys out there in Vegas.
Not for sure.
I hear so many good things about the shops out there. Getting sleepy? Should we start wrapping it up soon?
Yeah, I think we're kind of over our normal. Not that we have a set time, but I think we're kind of almost. If you want to make it an even 1:30, I'm fine with that.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Make it a nice, clean, even number.
Even, it must be even. Well, do you have anything coming up this week?
What do I have? Friday, tomorrow, I'm at the auction, Midnite Market, with on Meta4ickal Komicz channel. Most of you guys know me from that and know that. And as you look, if you're watching this on the rewind, if you're in the chat right now, if you haven't subbed me up, I'm trying to build my channel. It's that's why I'm saying on the rewind, not the omit, because I'm sure a lot of people are tuning out at some point. Yeah, definitely, Shelby. And let's talk about that little Zoom or whatever we were talking about with C Squared. Lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah. So yeah, please, if you haven't subbed me up and you like listening to me and you like hanging out with me in Mynd Shift, definitely throw me a sub, because we go back and forth. We're on his channel this week. We'll be on my channel next week. So you can keep up and see the next episode of the Teacher's Lounge. What episode is this? What are we up to?
We're on 9. You got all the even numbers. it'll be good.
So next week is 10? Wow, 10.
I know.
It's a big one.
You were about number 5 a while back.
10 is an accomplishment. Wow, I'm proud. But yeah, so please, we appreciate all the support and all the chatters, everybody in the chat. What's up, Sanimation? I've seen you in the chat before. I know it's not the first time I'm seeing you. So yeah, 10 is exciting. It's exciting. We'll have to do something special. Maybe we'll have popcorn or something. Then I'll be like, blah, 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 blah. But as far as this weekend, I don't have anything planned, but you never know. And then next week I'll be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on my regular auction days with Meta4ickal and on the Midnite Market. Sometimes Tuesdays are tricky. I try to do Barbarian Kung Fu's auction but then I forget I have to pick up my comics, so I have to like cut out early and go grab the comics. Maybe I can get the comics first, get home, and then do it. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. But yeah, otherwise that's me in a nutshell this week.
Nice. My mic.
How's your Wednesday night show going with Not Near Mid?
It's been going pretty well.
I'm always on the auction, so I I'm not good at watching multiple things. And
don't feel too bad. Like hookers and bowls.
Whoa.
No
Things just got. I'm just gonna smile and let that comment move on.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, it's a great show. Lady's fantastic. Rob and Miracle Man.
Nice, that's a good crew.
Awesome dudes and do that. I was learning a lot from them, you know, and they're very supportive. But we're constantly texting each other outside of like our Wednesday show. So which we talk every single day, like every single. Kirk hates our show. Yeah, I hate the show. It's just no, but it's a great show. We talk about a lot, and we just recently started getting into interviewing like Kickstarters, and a lot of. I'm probably gonna back the last like 3 Kickstarters that we've interviewed. I'm probably gonna back a bunch of them because like the artwork is amazing. So if you're into that, like come on by and check us out. And then just find me in the chats. I'll probably pop up. If you're going live, I'll pop up in there and see what you guys are up to, even if I'm in the shadows lurking. But yeah, that's because I don't have anything else.
I always try to even if I just pop in for a few minutes, I always try to say hello.
Yeah, if I can't stay, I'll usually say like just stopping by, love you guys and have a great show or something like that. We promote people. Yes, we always promote people constantly on our show.
That's awesome. Yeah, just grow the community. That's what it's about. That's we all want this community to be here 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now. So it's we got to take care of it.
We're living in space stations in space. I want us to be talking about the comic book community section of the space station.
Sounds good. I don't know how we're gonna. That's probably pretty expensive. I think it costs, I forget the number. It costs some crazy amount of money to get a half a gallon of water into orbit.
Yeah. Well, it'll be once space travel is.
Yeah, it'll come down, and Kirk hates our shows. I guess he's being ironic.
He is.
Sometimes irony it works in text. Thanks for always supporting them. Okay.
No, she has great. She jokes. She has great context.
Self-deprecating humor. I get it.
I was so excited when she decided to join the YouTube world because YouTube just ate her right up, and they loved her in this community like I knew they would. I missed every episode. It's my friend. I'm the worst. I am the Britney of the TV.
Whatever. I don't know. We're all just doing this for fun, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm here because I enjoy it. I work all day. That's my job. I love that too, but it's takes care of me, pays my insurance, my retirement, all that jive. All that grown up stuff.
Yeah.
This is the part, I run home, take off my school clothes, take a shower, and it's time to have some fun.
Yes. Time to have some fun talking comic books.
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's it. They don't have anything else to show off. Myself, we don't have anything else to show off, and
No,
I will
that power.
conclude this episode. Yeah, YouTube is fun. I like YouTube. I will agree with you there.
Connecting with other human beings is fun, and YouTube
Yeah.
is the conduit that gives us that connection over large distances and lets us filter it by interests. So it's this, we typically, a couple of weekends a year, we'd all meet at some convention hall or something somewhere. But now we're able to do it on a weekly basis, almost daily in some respects.
Yeah.
It's just, it's the shifting of technology in our society. It's a beautiful thing. And it's just, I think it's going to be omnipresent before too long.
Very much so.
We'd be bored.
Yeah.
We'd be scratching our heads. We'd be looking at the stars, making up stories. We'd be looking at the fire, making up stories.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be listening to the wind and hearing what it says.
Good old classic oral stories.
I'm getting a little too out there right now, aren't I?
Passed down through generations. We need sleep, people.
I'm getting tired when I start talking about the wind talking to me. The howling of the wind as it crashed upon the manor. It was a dark and dreary night.
That's hilarious.
Oh, man.
But on that note, everybody in the comic book community, my name is Comics on the Mind, aka Mynd Shift, aka Captain Kirk, aka just know you have someone with my name supporting. So I love you guys all. Should be signing off. You want to say anything, Gorilla Todd, before we
just thank you to everybody. It's been a great night show here, talking to everybody and chatting it up. Thank you, Kurt. It's always great to spend some time with you every week, and I really enjoy it. I really look forward to this show because there's a certain pressure, and I do what I do with the auctions. I love it, but there's a certain pressure involved in the auctions and making sure you do it right and not mess up and make people happy. And here it's just like I can just chill and talk and get to know people, like Shelby's saying, and that's really a cool part of it. And I definitely want to I would like to do more, move in a direction and not do less auctions, but do more of this scenario. And I'm excited. I do think I'm planning something with JP Collects. I had done a show with him when we reviewed the first volume. Oh, you know what? I didn't even show these. I got these to read. We did the first volume of The Wicked and the Divine, and I got volumes 2 and 3 here to read.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me, yeah.
This is a funky series. I liked the first volume. It was different. So we're going to be reviewing the second one. I don't know if I ever showed you these. I got some of these little digests. Not in good shape, but I got a little Titans digest.
I think you were showing me a couple of them. You didn't show me that one. That's pretty cool.
And then I got Adventure Comics.
Nice.
And then I got Legion, Secret Origins of Legion of the Superheroes.
I like that moon.
I wonder if this reprints
older stories.
No, I'm trying. 224. No. Cool. Sorry.
That's all good.
Drop my Post-its back in the box. Normally, I don't do auctions. Anxiety only happens when it comes to not screwing up other people's possession. Yeah, I mean, my anxiety is more like, okay, who paid for shipping? What did they order? Am I putting the right label on the right box? Did I pack the right books? Did I forget a book? You know, I have all these little systems I've created to help me check. You know, I have a whole book I write everything in. I try to be very detail oriented and focused so that I don't do those things. But I'm rambling now, and I think it would be best if I refocus and just say thank you very much to everyone. Have a wonderful night. Have a happy good morning. Okay, and until next week, till more Gorilla Todd goodness and happiness with Mind Shift, I thank you and say good night.
The Teacher Lounge is out. Peace out, y'all.